So to crochet a coin pouch, we need a clasp like this, which is 3.5 inches wide and has these tiny holes on its frame. So these holes are 23 in number on one handle. So including both handles, we have close to 46 holes. So this is the size of clasp that we are working on. The size of this is crucial, and there's a little bit of math that we are supposed to be doing here. So let me show that to you. So since there are 46 holes in the frame, we make 46 stitches and 2 stitches for each of the ends of the frame, which means we need to have 48 stitches on our project. And we start with 6 single crochets. Let me just show you how it's done. So this is the yarn we are working on. It's cotton and I'm using a 4 mm crochet hook. This is air and white cotton yarn, and it's size 4. Yeah, size 4 medium weight yarn. So any yarn of that size should work. So now we make a magic circle. And then we chain 1. And into this magic circle, we make 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we pull the yarn and into the first single crochet, we start round 2. For round 2, we make, so this is the first round, and for the next 7 rounds, we make corresponding increase rounds. So which means in the second round, that is the first increase round, we make 2 single crochets into each of the stitch. You can place a stitch marker into the first stitch of the round to keep a track of the stitches. 2 single crochet into the next round. Another 2 single crochet into the next round. So one thing you must have observed is that we are not doing the slip stitch after each round to have that continuity of the round. So whenever you join the round with a slip stitch, you will have a line that shows up on the project. So to avoid that, we are not doing that slip stitch single crochet. Instead, we will be doing the single crochet stitches right away, and we keep a track by placing a stitch marker. So with that, your round 2 is done, and we remove the stitch marker. And it's always a good idea to count your stitches. You should be having 12 stitches on your second round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There. So into the third round, we always start the round with an increase stitch. 2 single crochets into the first one, mark the first single crochet, and into the second stitch we make 1 single crochet, and into the third 2 single crochets, into the fourth 1, fifth 2, and this is how you do the next increase stitch. So I'll see you on the other side once I'm done with this round. So I'm done with the third increase round, and now let's do the fourth increase round. In the fourth increase round, like I said, you start the round with 2 single crochet, and then you follow it up with 1 single crochet. Again, place the stitch marker. So you do 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, and 1 single crochet in the next again, and into the next stitch we make an increase stitch, that is 2 single crochet. So the pattern goes like one increase stitch, 2 normal stitches, 1 increase stitch, 2 normal single crochet stitches, 1 increase stitch. So this is how you continue till the end of the row. So since this is the fourth round, in total we should be working on 8 rounds. Start with 6 single crochets. You do an increase stitch, 2 in each of the stitch, and then you'll have 12 stitches, and then 2 single crochet and single crochet, you multiply it, you do that 6 times, and then you add another single crochet here, another single crochet, another single crochet, another. So the last increase rounds will have 6 single crochets between each 2 single crochet stitch. So after your 8th row you should have 48 stitches. I have exactly 48 stitches on my project, and this is how you check. You put the frame here, you put the frame here, and then it should fit the frame like this. So now you remove the stitch marker and you work single crochet stitches, regular single crochet stitches into each of the stitches. If this is your first round of regular single crochets, you will have to work 14 rounds of such rows, which means from now on you will not be doing any increase stitches, just simple single crochet stitch in each of the stitches from now on. You place the stitch marker to keep a track of the number of rows you are working. This is my first row, and I'll see you after I finish the 14 rows. So this is a project after working 14 rows of regular single crochet, and now we mark the halfway point with 2 stitch markers. Now we take a red color thread. Make sure this thread matches with the color of your yarn, because the stitch from this thread will show up on the on this frame. So you start off from the second stitch and you work your needle from the first hole of the frame, and then you go into the second hole and into the next stitch. And then into the next stitch. It's slightly tough to show it to you in the camera. So you go into the next stitch and go into the third hole. So you should be going into the hole and the stitch at the same time on both ends, on both sides of the frame, this one and this one. And you leave one stitch, the stitch where the stitch marker is put, you leave it for the joining here, which means you don't go through that stitch. So let me just show you once I'm done with this. So this is how your project looks once you finish the first half of the frame. And now we leave one stitch, we skip one stitch and start working on the next stitch. This is the stitch where we place the stitch marker. My stitch marker fell off somewhere. So here on the 24th stitch, we slip the 24th stitch and then we work into the 25th through the first hole of the frame. And then you insert your needle into the next hole and through that into the next stitch. And this is how it works. And now through the next stitch and to the next hole. This is pretty tough to shoot. You might take a while to figure this out, but once you get a hang of it, it is pretty simple. But you might need to work a little more number of times in the beginning to get the hang of it. See, again, I'm struggling to find the next stitch. Yes. So continue doing this till the end of the frame. I'll show you how my project looks once I'm done. So this is how your project would look once it's done. So you can put a keychain here, chain here, and use it as a keychain. So if you put in stuff, it looks pretty nice. It's pretty empty now. So yeah, this is how it looks. And yeah, if you like this tutorial, comment below and tell me what all other stuff you want me to make. I'll be more than happy to crochet them for you. Thank you.